strange when you're a stranger. Faces look ugly when you're alone. Women seem wicked when you're unwanted. Streets are uneven when you're down. When you're strange, faces come out of the rain. When you're strange, no one remembers your name. When you're strange, when you're strange, when you're strange. When you're strange, faces come out of the rain. When you're strange, no one remembers your name. When you're strange, when you're strange.
Natalie walks in, holding a freshly printed photo of the bed in her hands. She goes to the wall, removes the frame, takes out the photo inside, rolls it up, and places it under her arm. She puts the new photo in the frame and hangs it back up on the wall. Natalie exits the gallery, whistling. Brian, alone in the gallery. He looks at his phone for a moment. Footsteps are heard from the next room. The unseen visitor paces for a while, their steps echoing louder and louder until Adriana appears in the doorway.
A bed? This place sucks.
She approaches the bed and turns towards him.
Hey,
Hello.
can I...
You have to change first? The pajamas? You're supposed to put them on. That's kind of the whole point of this piece. We put out a new pair for everyone in case you...
Weird.
Yeah.
Adriana goes to the wall and takes a pair of pajamas. She turns towards the curtain.
So, do I...
Adriana slinks behind the curtain and changes. Brian writes something in his notebook. Adriana emerges from the curtain in the pajamas, holding her phone in her hand. She sits on the bed with her shoes on.
Hi, sorry.
What's up?
You're supposed to take them off your shoes on the bed.
Oh, sorry. I thought it'd be okay if...
Yeah, no, totally. It's just our policy. I have to. Sorry about that.
No worries.
Adriana kicks her shoes off and lets them fall to the floor. She lifts herself onto the bed and lies down. She closes her eyes, opens them, then closes them again. She does this several more times. Brian puts the notebook and pencil in his pocket. Adriana sits up on the bed.
Gallery dude?
Yep.
How long can I stay here? Is there like a time limit?
Sometimes, when it's busy, we try to keep it to 5 minutes per person.
Right. Do people ever not leave?
Sometimes. I've never had it happen to me, though.
Huh.
Brian returns to his notebook.
What are you writing?
Huh?
In your notebook. Sorry, it just
Oh,
looked like...
that. Sometimes I'll think of a song and see if I can remember all the words. Just to pass the time.
Cool.
I just quit, though. Had enough.
Brian closes his notebook and stands still. Adriana lies on her back. She pulls out her phone and records a voice memo.
I quit. I was quitting. I had had enough. I stopped sleeping. I stopped eating and drinking. I dedicated my life to lying in bed and staring out the window at the bright sun as the earth turned to meet it. I was just a replica looking at another replica.
Adriana stops the recording.
You ever feel like that? Gallery dude,
Huh?
you ever feel like you're a replica staring at another replica?
You just described my entire job.
Sure, but like, you love it, don't you?
Why would you just assume that I
chose to work here, right?
needed money?
Yeah, but you could be working at Target or something. Instead, you want to watch fake people lie in a fake bed. There's gotta be a reason.
I don't know. It just made sense to get a job here.
Why, though?
That's what I want to do, broadly speaking.
You want to be a security guard?
I'm not a... Never mind, no. I want to be... I have my work, like this is the sort of stuff I want to do. Well, not this, exactly, but stuff that could get shown here, I guess.
So you're an artist?
I don't know if I'd say that.
Why not?
Because, like, of course.
But are you?
What do you mean?
Are you an artist? Do you make art?
Yes.
What kind of art do you make?
Photography, mostly.
Cool. Photos of what?
I like to, photograph parts of things.
Oh, that's... I don't know what that is. What is that?
God, this is gonna... So when I, take a photo, the thing that's supposed to be the focus of the photo, I put it to the side, or at the top or the bottom instead, so part of it's cut off. So, say I were to take a photo of you, right? I'd only put one side of your face in the frame, or just like everything from the eyes up.
Oh. Can you show me?
Huh?
Take a picture of me.
Oh, do you really want me to?
Yeah, I want to see what you
I know, I'm just not
I'm not
supposed
going to tell on you.
Okay.
Adriana gets off the bed. Brian takes out his phone, opens the camera.
Cool. Do you want me to,
Yeah, could you stand in front of the window?
You got it.
Adriana goes to the window.
This good? Is there a way you want me to stand?
No, just keep standing how you're standing.
Brian sets up the frame and takes a photo of the right half of Adriana's face. He shows it to her.
Wow.
Oh, sorry, it's not great. I normally use a real camera, so...
It's amazing. It's like what's not there is just as important as what's there, you know?
Yeah.
Natalie Stapleton?
Sorry, gotta take this.
Brian unclips his walkie and answers. His notebook falls to the floor.
Go for Stapleton.
Channel 5?
Brian changes the channel on his walkie, then takes a few steps towards the doorway, his back to Adriana.
I'm on 5.
Hey, Brian, I saw someone walk in a few minutes ago. Are they still there?
Yep.
Okay, thanks. We're closing soon, so maybe ask them if they want to see anything else.
Will do, thanks.
During this, Adriana looks at the bed from a distance, trying to see if it will reveal anything new to her. It doesn't. She sees Brian's notebook and picks it up. She opens it and looks at Brian's scrawled song lyrics. She puts it back on the floor, then sits on the bed and puts her shoes on. Adriana points to the floor.
You dropped your notebook.
Brian bends down to pick it up.
Thanks. We're closing in 15 minutes.
Yes.
So if there's anything else you want to see, you should.
Cool. Do you, is there anything you'd recommend?
Well, Bourgeois is cool. It's over on the other side, though.
Is that the room with all the weird cocoons and shit?
Yeah, that's the one.
I saw that. One of the only things I liked here, honestly.
Yeah. I've been there hundreds of times, but I'm still learning new things about it.
Solid. Do you want me to leave?
No. It's just, it's just, it's what we say to people when we're about to close.
Okay, I just felt like you wanted to.
No, you can stay. If you want to.
It's fine, gallery dude.
My name's Brian.
Sweet. Adriana.
Should we?
Yeah, man, let's do it. So, Brian, you must know a lot about this art. What can you tell me?
I thought you hated it.
I want to know why you like it.
Basically, Stapleton wants the audience to be comfortable, to have permission to break the rules, but then to step back and think about what that comfort actually means. Whether this constant drive for convenience is really in our best interest, or just a way to keep people docile and compliant. That's pretty much the intention behind this piece.
Do you, take people on tours?
Not really. They have professional people to come in and do that.
You really should, man. That was some A+ bullshit.
Oh, I wasn't.
No, I mean, I get it, the point of it. The intellectual argument and everything, it makes sense. But something about the actual thing, the bed, just bothers me.
How so?
I don't know exactly. I guess it's... When I come in here, I don't see all the stuff you're talking about. I just see a bed. Bed in a room painted black. And it's like, well, if you gave me enough time and money, you know, I could make that. And I don't know shit about art.
Right. But isn't that kind of great, though?
How?
I mean, you could say that Stapleton is breaking the form down to the bare essentials, the most necessary components in order to appeal to the creative potential we all have, to inspire us to be better artists and people.
Right, but would you say that?
If they paid me to, I would.
Come on, what do you really think?
I don't know. Maybe this is all just stuff that people put a lot of care into arranging a certain way. And even though we don't have to love it, we should at least respect it for being made.
Huh. So, what's your deal? Where are you from?
Utrecht.
Sorry, it's just, I can't believe people actually live here.
I know. How about you?
Queens, baby. But Vassar for now.
Oh, well, I went to Bard, actually.
Oh, I have a friend who goes there. Says it's like Vassar on ketamine.
They're not wrong. Do I know them?
Huh?
Your friend who goes to Bard?
Her name is Vanessa Paredes?
I don't think so. It's a small school, so thought I'd ask.
When did you graduate?
January?
Oh, so you finished early.
Yeah. I had the credits, and I was already living at home. So.
Man. Is it weird being done with college before everyone else?
It's 2017. Everything's weird.
Brian checks the time on his phone.
I should probably head out now, huh?
Are you?
Don't want to keep you from your job.
Yeah.
Adriana walks out. Adriana walks back in.
I forgot to change. Doesn't that sound weird? I forgot to change.
Yeah, it does.
Anyway,
Adriana goes behind a curtain.
Brian,
Yeah.
how long do you stay in one place?
What?
At work, I mean, have you been in this room all day?
No, we switch every hour.
That's nice.
Adriana emerges from the curtain. She hangs the pajama on the wall.
Oh, you don't have to.
Huh?
It's okay, I got it.
Brian takes the pajamas off the hook and disappears behind the curtain. He returns with a new pair, which he hangs on the wall.
Like I said, we...
Cool. Does this happen a lot?
What happened?
Like visitors talking to you?
Not really. Sometimes people ask me where the bathroom is. Or they'll ask, what does this mean? Get annoyed when I don't tell them what they want to hear.
Uh-huh. So, why did you talk to me?
You had questions. Good ones.
Right. What time is it?
Let's see. 5:49.
Shit, I'm totally gonna miss the
Oh,
bus.
no. When does it leave?
6? Guess I've got another hour to kill. You know any good places to sit and work?
I like Menagerie. It's on Van Dyke Street.
Oh, is that the one with all the cobblestones?
Yep.
You doing anything after? This?
Yeah, no. I'm...
So yeah, I don't know. Maybe you could come along and I could ask you some more questions. Only if you want to, though.
Oh, I thought you needed to...
Yeah, but I'd rather not.
Fair enough. Yeah, sure.
I just got dumped.
Oh. Sorry.
Yeah, I feel like I've been acting weird.
Oh, I don't...
Anyway, that's why.
Shit.
Yeah, it's fine though. It was gonna happen sooner or later, you know?
Yeah?
I actually feel great. Isn't that fucked up?
Not necessarily.
I mean, she was hot, but like kind of controlling. And an alcoholic, well, as much as you can be in college.
Sounds like my ex.
Can I have her number? Just kidding. Well, I should head out. For real this time.
Yeah.
It was a pleasure meeting you.
It was a pleasure meeting you, too.
Right. See you later?
Sounds good.
Bye then.
Bye.
Natalie alone in the gallery. She replaces the sunset photo. When she is done, she puts her hands on her hips, examines the new photo for a few seconds, then walks out of the gallery. Brian and Adriana are in the gallery. Rain is falling steadily outside. Brian stands near the right wall. Adriana sits on the side of the bed, wearing the black pajamas. She holds 2 printed scripts in her hands.
It's called The Art Lovers.
Cool.
It's really weird.
I don't mind.
Yeah, but you probably think it's quirky weird, like it's about some teenagers who get superpowers from their periods or something. This is just weird.
It's fine. I like weird.
Okay. Let's get this over with.
Adriana hands Brian a script.
So I'm gonna have you read Mick, Ronnie, and Kev.
Sure.
And I'll read Jamie and Michaela.
What about stage directions?
It's okay, there aren't a lot. Here goes. Oh, I should say, they're in the middle of a meeting at the beginning of the scene. Jamie is telling a story, and the rest of them are listening to Jamie tell her story.
Got it.
They step into the play.
We were all in Maddie Jacobson's basement for a sleepover. I was 13, and this was just after Magic Mike came out, because Maddie had a DVD, or maybe it was a Blu-ray. Anyway, I was sort of a class clown back then. My friends would always dare me to do all kinds of weird things in school, like lick the gym floor, or walk around with a pencil stuck in my bra, or bark like a dog in the cafeteria. And we were in Maddie's basement watching Magic Mike, and the guys were doing the striptease, and Matthew McConaughey's pecs were glistening on Maddie's parents' 35-inch Samsung flat screen. And we were all like, in heat.
In heat.
Adriana steps out of the play.
It's you, dude.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Brian steps into the play.
Can people even be in heat?
We were. And I was like, you guys, I'm so horny right now. Like, do you dare me to start touching my vag? And all the girls started laughing and were like, oh my God, Jamie, you're so funny. You should totally do it. But I wasn't sure if they were just kidding around or if they really meant it. Anyway, I really wanted them to like me, so I did it. I stuck my hand down my pajama bottoms and I fingered myself.
Shit. Damn. Oh no.
Yeah, and once all the girls saw that I was actually touching myself, they were horrified. And they called me a dumb fucking slut and made me wash my hands. And so I went upstairs and cried for an hour in the bathroom. And I was really hurt. It felt like they were pretending to be on my side just to see what they could get me to do, like I was their puppet or dog or something.
Thank you, Jamie. That was incredibly brave. I hope you know we all love you and support you.
Thanks.
Adriana steps out of the play.
This is the part where they hug.
Should we hug?
Well, we don't.
Brian goes to Adriana and hugs her. They
Okay.
Step into the play.
Okay, so now there's a knock at the door.
Uh-huh.
And now Ronnie goes to the door and opens it. Then Michaela walks in. Hello,
Hi.
I'm Michaela Price from the Camden Post. Is this the right place?
Yes. Welcome. Please take a seat.
Thank you. Please continue with your meeting. I'll be right here taking notes. I may ask a few questions from time to time, but otherwise you may pretend I'm not here.
Brian steps out of the play.
Quick question.
Yeah.
It says silence here. Is that just a pause, or how long do you want me to wait?
Silences are longer than pauses, which are longer than beats, so I take at least 10 seconds, but it's up to you.
Got it.
Brian steps into the play.
Where were we? Jamie was right.
Adriana steps out of the play.
You turn to Michaela.
They step into the play.
Jamie was telling us about a moment of adolescent trauma that awakened a lifelong love of art.
Interesting. Are you monogamous?
Not strictly, though we all tend to have one work that consistently works for us.
Interesting. If you don't mind me asking, which works of art would you all consider your primary partners?
Another Green World by Brian Eno. A Light Red Over Black by Rothko.
Twilight New Moon.
Footsteps echo from a nearby gallery. Brian steps out of the play, waits for them to die down. He steps back into the play.
Mulholland Drive.
Oh, I love that film.
We've been together for almost 3 years. We're always learning new things about each other. It's the most fulfilling relationship I've ever been in.
Adriana steps out of the play.
Dude, it's okay. No one's gonna walk in on us.
I know, it's just...
Even if they do, I'll just make some shit up. Don't worry.
Brian steps back into the play.
Huh. Now, I assume you get intimate with that film.
I do.
How does that work exactly?
Well, there's one scene that is particularly conducive. I'm sure you know which one.
I do.
That's usually where I go. But I do like to experiment with other parts of the film sometimes, even ones that aren't particularly sexy. Keeps things interesting. I'm sorry, I'm just now realizing I didn't answer your question. What will usually happen is we stimulate ourselves in the presence of a certain work of art.
Fascinating. Do you ever incorporate others into your lovemaking?
Occasionally. Kev has tried it before. The results were mixed. People are strange.
Isn't that a song?
No, don't think so. Never heard Eno sing it.
No, it's by the Doors, I believe. What's by the Doors?
Adriana steps out of the play.
Then Jamie looks over at the door.
That's funny.
Thanks.
Brian steps into the play.
Right, so when you masturbate to these...
No, it's not masturbation. It's different. Not solitary or solipsistic. The art is our sexual partner. However, due to the art not being a person, and therefore not endowed with certain qualities, we have to make do by ourselves.
Interesting.
Adriana steps out of the play.
This is the part where Michaela and Ronnie lock eyes and fall in love.
Yeah, I got that.
And that's all she wrote. She being me.
That was amazing.
Thanks.
I mean it.
Ronnie is a woman, by the way,
Okay.
in case that wasn't clear. I wanted you to read her, but I thought that if you knew you were reading for a female character, you'd try too hard to act feminine. So that's why I didn't tell you.
Okay. Did I do all right?
You were great, honestly.
Have you written anything else?
Sort of. Nothing I feel okay sharing yet.
Sure. Can you tell me what happens next?
Well, Ronnie and Michaela start dating, which causes a rift in the group dynamic.
Got it.
And their romance ultimately leads to the art lovers breaking up, so it's kind of the inciting incident of the play. And also the main antagonist, love is. Their love.
Cool.
And there's also a weird evangelical church/cult that protests the group and sends them these really threatening letters, which are also kind of weirdly sexual. They call themselves the High Life Congregation, and they meet every Thursday in the rec center, which is where the art lovers meet every Tuesday. Their leader is this woman named Jenny. She looks like she's in her 30s, but really she's an ageless, immortal being. And there's a rumor going around town that she has a grizzly bear that lives in her backyard who does her bidding. So, as Ronnie and Michaela's relationship blossoms, the other members get upset and eventually kick Ronnie out. They try to continue as a group of 3, but High Life smells blood and starts scheming on Kev, Mick, and Jamie. So, the art lovers decide someone needs to go talk to High Life. They draw straws, and Mick grabs the short one. So he gives High Life a call, and they send him to this 9-story apartment building across town. And when Mick gets there, he sees these freaky-ass identical twins in suits. One suit is brown and the other one's blue. And the twins make Mick a cup of green tea that they've secretly laced with acid and take him up on the roof. They look around at the farms and fields going out in every direction, and Mick can almost see where the earth curves, it's so flat. And the three of them have an in-depth discussion about the exploitation of human expression under capitalism and the degree to which one can develop a romantic attraction to another person based solely on the art they make. Then, Brown Suit Twin goes to the edge of the roof and leaps off. But after a few seconds, he returns to the roof like nothing happened. Then, Blue Suit Twin jumps, and he comes back too. So they go to Mick.
Hold on.
Huh?
No. Sorry, keep going. I don't.
It's okay, dude. You look distraught. What's up?
So, this is going to sound crazy, but that sort of happened to me.
What did?
The thing with the roof and the people jumping off.
Okay, man.
No, really did.
Deadass. You're not fucking with me?
I don't fuck with people. That's not who I am.
So when did it happen?
A few years ago, when I was looking at colleges, I got into Micah, and they were doing this open house thing for accepted students. So I went down to Baltimore for the weekend. My dad was busy for some reason. I can't remember why. So I got an Amtrak from Rhinecliff. It was my first time going anywhere on my own other than the city. And
Brian?
yeah,
This is all great, and I feel like I'm learning a lot about you, but can you just get to the roof already?
sure. Sorry. So I met.
Also, I'm gonna get changed, but keep going, I'm still listening.
Adriana gets off the bed and disappears behind the curtain.
Anyway, I met these two folks named Michael and Mia who had just driven down from Connecticut, and we went to get dinner after the open house finished, and they said they were going to try to sneak onto the roof at one of the buildings on campus, so I went with them. And when we get there, they offered me a tab of acid, and I figured, what the hell? I'm probably going to be doing this sort of thing all the time when I go to college, you know? And it started off okay. I was perceiving time differently. I could see it as a physical object, stretched out and bending in the distance like the surface of the earth. I felt like I was a child, a teenager, and an adult all at once. But then after a while, I lost hold of things. I saw Michael and Mia standing at the edge, holding hands, and I ran over to them, but before I could get there, they leapt off. Then, before I knew it, I felt a tap on my shoulder, and when I turned around, there they were.
Shit.
Then they asked me to do it too, to jump and promised me nothing bad would happen, but I said no, and they left me alone. Now time was starting to sculpt itself into something like a cloud, hanging black and ominous over the city lights below. And then I heard a noise coming from behind me. So I turned my head around for an instant, not even a full second, but when I turned back, the image I saw was projected in front of me like a still from a movie, and I couldn't make it go away. It was Michael and Mia, and
They were fucking.
you could say that, yeah. And I knew then that if I went to Micah, something terrible would happen to me. I didn't know what exactly, or why, or how, but in that moment, I felt it to be true, universal, like the laws of gravity and the phases of the moon.
So you didn't go? Because you had a bad trip?
Sort of, but it wasn't just that. It felt like a sign, like some sort of cosmic whispering in my ear warning me, telling me not to go. I I can't really explain it. It just completely shook me. Like, I felt like I had returned to some primal state, like I was a little kid again, and the world was big and scary and almost completely unknown.
Fuck, man. That's heavy. Do you think you were right? Did nothing happen?
Well, I guess not.
Let's go Mets!
What was that?
Oh, just you talking about being a kid reminded me of my brother Miguel. That's what he used to say when we went to the ballpark.
Right, Queens.
Yep. It's just kind of sad, you know?
What happened?
Oh, nothing bad. It's just... He used to be so fucking cute. Now he just drinks Mountain Dew and calls my mom a noob. You like baseball?
No. Well, I did when I was little.
What team?
Yankees.
Thought so. You still watch it at all?
What, baseball? Not really.
I've been listening to Mets games on the radio.
Why?
Dunno, just did it once when I was studying and sort of helped.
Good background noise?
Yeah, I guess so.
Was there a game last night?
Yep. Mets won 4-3.
Oh, good. I'm glad. Do you think maybe it's a distraction?
What?
The world, I guess? I mean, fuck, man. Everything's falling apart. Trump is president. We're fucking lighting the desert on fire for fun. And now this shit, North Korea. Feels like we're all just bracing for impact, you know? Like any second now, there's gonna be a...
Lightning strikes, casting a ghostly glow upon the room for a moment. A few seconds later, an enormous thunderclap is heard.
Shit.
Can't wait to get out of this country.
Yeah. So what happens next?
Huh.
In the play? Does Mick jump off the roof?
Oh, yeah, he does.
What happens to him?
I don't really know yet.
Why don't you just make it up?
You mean now?
Yeah. Why not?
Okay. So, Mick. He ends up in the woods, and he's all alone, and it's suddenly late at night. And he hears two sets of footsteps coming towards him. One heavy and one light.
Brian opens his notebook and jots down notes.
Then, Mick sees Jenny holding a torch in one hand and a chain in the other. The torch is only bright enough to light up Jenny's face, so he doesn't know what's attached to the chain. But he hears these fierce, low-pitched growls coming from behind her. Then, Jenny gets the city to kick the art lovers out of the rec center and turn them into social outcasts. And after that, the rest of the group blame Mick for what happened and stop talking to him.
What about Ronnie and Michaela?
Let's see. Ronnie and Michaela decide to move in together. And everything is great, and it seems like a happy ending. But one day, Michaela gets a letter in the mail from a big city newspaper offering her a job, and her jaw fucking drops. This is her life, and she's happy where she is, but this opportunity is everything she's ever wanted. So that night, she sits in bed with Ronnie and tells her about the job. And Ronnie tells her she should do it. And Michaela asks Ronnie if she'd like to move to the big city with her. But Ronnie says she doesn't want to. Her job is here and her friends, and even though she loves Michaela, she doesn't feel like they've been together long enough for her to completely uproot her life. And Michaela cries and tells Ronnie that she doesn't have to take the job. She can just stay here forever and never leave, but Ronnie holds Michaela in her arms and tells her that she's going to do great, and she's going to write really great and important articles and win lots of awards and marry some gorgeous blonde photographer and make beautiful kids in test tubes. And it's really sad and emotional, but eventually they realize that if they stayed together, they'd only be holding each other back. And that's where the play ends. Yep, that's where it ends.
Wow.
Yeah, I should totally... Oh, fucking goddamn it.
What's up?
I forgot to record myself.
I may be able to help you out.
Really?
Brian holds up his notebook.
Thank you.
Adriana gets off the bed and embraces Brian.
Menagerie?
Menagerie. Come as soon as you clock out. I don't want to lose anything.
Okay, will do.
Another lightning strike, followed by a slightly more distant thunderclap. Natalie alone in the gallery. It's a pleasant spring morning. Light pours into the room, birds chirp outside. She sits on the bed, struggling to take apart the frame. Eventually, she manages to remove the backboard and replace the photo. She sighs and walks out of the gallery. Brian and Adriana in the gallery. Adriana walks around the room, inspecting the bed. Brian stands against the right wall, writing something in his notebook.
Did they make the bed higher? I swear it wasn't this high last week.
No, don't think so.
Adriana takes her shoes off and sits on the edge of the bed.
I made you a list.
Oh, thanks.
Want me to read it to you?
Sure.
Mayfair, Camberwell, Swiss Cottage, Holborn, Golders Green, Battersea, Walthamstow, Bayswater, Hammersmith, Stoke Newington.
Are those places?
Yeah. I was looking on a map of London the other day, and those were the 10 places that stood out to me. I don't know anything about them. Maybe when you're there you can check them out and let me know what they're like.
Cool. I'm not going to London, though.
Oh. Sorry. I don't know why, I just assumed when you said England.
No, Bath.
Where's that?
Nowhere. It's like an hour away from anywhere cool.
Oh. How are you feeling about it all?
No. I was talking to my friend Alicia. She did the same program last year. Apparently it's really intense. You barely get any free time, so it'll sort of be like a normal semester, I guess. Just in a different country. That's like the same size as Poughkeepsie too, so.
Probably a lot nicer though. More old buildings.
Yeah, I guess.
Adriana gets off the bed and takes a few steps towards the wall. She notices the security camera.
Oh, shit. Has that camera always been here too?
Yep.
Are you being watched?
Sort of. You know Claire, short redhead.
Nope.
Well, you know her if you saw her. I actually switched with her so I could close here.
Wait, so you're not always here at the end of the day?
Nope.
Wow. Why did you switch?
I don't know. It's just sort of become like my Tuesday tradition. Anyway, one day Claire was in Martini, you know, the room with the rowboats.
Adriana walks over to the bed and puts her shoes on.
I'm familiar.
One day she got a call out of the blue from one of the art handlers telling her to stop letting the visitors hold their phones over the artwork to take pictures.
Wait, you're not allowed to do that?
Well, it's not like a rule, but no, not really. It's one of those things they assume people will just know not to do.
Huh.
So, yeah, they do watch us. Not all the time, but you never know. how's your play going?
It's going.
How much have you written so far?
Since last month? Not much, honestly.
Oh, why not?
Dunno, just haven't really felt inspired, I guess.
Sorry.
Adriana stares out the window.
What about you? Taking any more half photos of things?
Not really, no.
Brian walks towards the window, keeping an eye on the artwork as he goes.
You okay?
Not really.
What's up?
I'm a shitty fucking writer, that's what's
No,
up.
you're not. Stop that.
I'm pretty sure I am.
Seriously, don't say.
Look, Brian, that's really sweet, but I want to drown in my own failure right now, so please just let me.
Brian takes a few steps back.
Sorry. But I just want to say, you have a gift. It's like the wind. You can't see it or touch it, but it's something you can feel. It moves through you, and you're there. For an instant, you understand what it all means.
You don't have to kiss my ass.
I'm not.
Adriana takes out her phone, opens up an email, and reads.
I think that in an effort to replicate the effortless rapport between friends, the language of the play comes across as conversation rather than dialogue, i.e., talking for the sake of talking instead of discussion, consistently infused with conflict and dramatic intent, the hallmarks of all great stage dialogue. The end result of this is a relatively low-stakes scene with one-dimensional characters.
Who said that?
My playwriting professor, Peter McHugh,
Right.
he's such a fucking asshole. Like,
Adriana turns away from the window.
there was this one time in class, he was talking about process and outlines and shit, and he called on me and asked how I was structuring my play. And I didn't know how to answer, so I said I was just throwing shit at the wall and seeing what was stuck. Then he's like, well, Adriana, the problem with that strategy is that even if it works out, you've still got shit on your wall. Like, seriously? Obviously, it's an expression. I'm not throwing actual shit at the wall. He thinks I'm a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
And like, I know I'm smart. I know I deserve to be where I am. But when he talks to me, I feel like I'm faking. I can't talk. I can't explain things. It's like I instantly become the person he expects me to be.
I'm sorry. He sounds like a dick.
Yeah, but he's like really successful. He wrote on the West Wing.
Okay, but that doesn't make him like the authority on writing, you know. He probably thinks he's faking too.
I doubt it.
I don't know. Maybe he wishes he could just wing it like you and trust that the thing that comes out on the other side is exciting and unique and beautiful.
Thanks.
The West Wing sucks, by the way. So I've got a Richard update.
Richard, the classics major?
Yep.
What?
His parents made him go to rehab.
Oh, shit.
Yep. Dodged a bullet for sure.
No kidding. So, what do you do?
He went back to Colorado for Easter, and his parents made him go to church on Sunday. So he drank a shit ton of absinthe and took 3 Xanax before the service. Then, right before it ended, he ran out of the building and hid in a bush outside and, gathered all the eggs from the Easter egg hunt. And when people left the church, he threw the eggs at them and started talking in this really deep, demonic voice.
What even?
Anyway, he sent me this really apologetic email saying he's accepted he has a problem, and he truly regretted the way he behaved when we were together. I deleted it.
Nice. 10 trees. Deciduous only.
Huh. Oak, elm, spruce. Spruce is a tree.
Conifer, bitch.
Fine. Birch. Sycamore, maple, Japanese maple, does that count?
I'll allow it.
Ginkgo, willow, apple, lime.
Sweet. You're up.
Right. 10 stops on the 7 train, Queens only.
Okay, that is too fucking easy.
Okay, then go for it.
Flushing Main Street, Mets Willets Point, Court Square, Queensboro Plaza, Vernon Jackson, 111th Street, 103rd Street, Corona Plaza, Junction Boulevard, Hunters Point Ave, and
Oh my, can you really not think of one more?
82nd Street, Jackson Heights. Ha!
Wow.
Want to hear a poem?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, but you need to prepare yourself. This might be the best poem you've heard in your entire life.
All right.
I'm serious, dude. Your brain might literally melt and fucking brain juice will be pouring out of your ears.
Okay.
I'm not kidding.
Yeah,
You ready?
sure.
Adriana takes out her phone, scrolls for a few seconds, then reads.
And diving in the deep. I hear the sound that lets me know the score. We both have miles to go before we sleep. And once it's come, there's always time for more. My eyes are closed and I am drawn back to childish adventures at the Science Museum. The whale's aorta I can walk right through. And I am not as special as I seem. I'm smaller now, and I am in your blood. I live within you even while apart. And as I lay here face down in the flood, the ache won't go away, but it's a start. And if the waves come crashing on our shore, I'll take this moment now and nothing more. Can you believe that?
I don't. Did you write?
No, well, sort of. I fixed a few things.
Then who?
Phoebe.
So, what if I actually liked it?
It's fucking good. I legit cried the first time she read it to me. But it was ours. We agreed that no one else would ever see that poem. Then last week, I pick up a copy of the Lit Mag in the Student Center, and guess what I fucking see on page 24? She made it anonymous, but still, anyone who knows Phoebe knows it's her writing.
Did you, talk to her about it?
Yep. Apparently it was too good not to share. Told me she felt too emotionally raw to ask for my permission, and said it shouldn't matter because we'd broken up. Pretty much the whole time we were dating, she acted like I was getting in the way of her artistic integrity or whatever. And the sad thing is, I sort of believed her. She's got this way of sounding convincing even when I know what she's saying is bullshit. That's kind of why we stayed together as long as we did. She is really talented though. Shame she's a complete trash fire. I didn't mean that.
Yeah. I mean, the sexual stuff wasn't subtle at all, but I liked it. I felt like it was a complete picture of where she was at that moment, without, hitting me over the head with a description hammer.
I'm just glad the year's almost over, man. Next semester I won't have to deal with any of this shit, thank God.
Is she going abroad too?
Yeah.
It's good. You'll get some distance, and hopefully things will be better once you both get back.
Yeah. We'll see.
Oh, hey, so last night I was channel surfing, and I found the Mets game. And I thought, hey, maybe Adriana's watching it too. Or listening, I guess. Were you?
No, not last night.
No?
Finals.
Oh, right. You missed out. They walked off. Yep.
Yeah. So I'm going home on Friday to Queens.
Right. Thought so.
Obviously, I won't be able to come here every week now.
Right.
What are you doing this summer? Maybe we could hang out in the city sometime.
Yeah. Or you could come up here one day as well, you know, if you need a break or something.
Maybe. Oh, shit, dude, I totally forgot. I'm actually going to be up here for a couple of weeks.
Oh, really? For what?
I'm working at Powerhouse.
What's that?
This theater festival they do at Vassar every summer. It's just box office, but they put on some pretty interesting stuff, and I can get free tickets to the shows. So,
Oh, cool. When is it?
July.
Well, so I'll see you then, if not before.
Yeah, guess so.
Great.
Good.
Natalie alone in the gallery. She takes the frame off the wall. She takes out the old photo, rolls it up, and stores it under her arm. She feels her phone vibrate in her pocket. She goes to the bed, puts the frame on and photos down, and answers the phone.
Hi, babe, I'm at work. I can't really... Hold on. What's up? Oh, shit. You sure it's not with you? Okay, where did you... The one in the office? Got it. So where are you now? Poughkeepsie? And you definitely need a physical ID to get in? You can't use your phone? Damn. No, don't worry. Today looks pretty slow. I could probably get the morning off, but you know how Steven is. No, you don't have to take it. Don't be ridiculous. We'll work something out. Are you doing okay right now? Still gonna make it to class? Great, good. Just sit tight for a minute. I gotta hang this picture up, and then I'll go check with Steven. I'll let you know. Love you too. Bye.
Natalie hangs up, puts her phone in her pocket. She hangs up the picture and exits the gallery in a hurry. Ryan alone in the gallery. He stands underneath the camera, checking his phone. He has a new pair of pants on. There's a small mark on the picture frame. He hears footsteps coming towards the gallery and puts his phone back in his pocket. Natalie walks in, whistling.
Hey, Natalie.
Hi. Let's see the damage.
Natalie goes to the upstage wall, takes the frame off, and examines it.
It's in the lower left corner, the mark.
Natalie licks her finger, tries to remove the mark. It won't come off.
Yeah, definitely Sharpie.
It was there when I got here. At least I think so. No one else
No
is.
worries, man. I believe you.
Natalie puts the frame back on the wall.
These things happen sometimes. It's just a piece of plexiglass. Easy fix. Maybe fill out an incident report and give it to Steven before you clock out.
Yep.
Everything good otherwise?
Yeah, pretty much. Just the, normal boredom.
Yeah. I remember those days.
What about you?
Fucking insane, man.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so I basically had to take the first 2 hours off.
Yeah, Stephen told us.
Right, my boyfriend left his work ID at home, so I had to go back and bring it to him.
Where does he work?
NYU, he teaches intro chemistry.
Oh, wow.
He's a few years older than me.
Uh-huh. You didn't go all the way...
No, just Poughkeepsie.
Oh, good. Well, I'm glad it all worked out.
Thanks.
Natalie looks at her watch.
10 more minutes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, stay strong.
Natalie walks out. Natalie alone in the gallery. She places the photo on the wall. After hanging the frame on the wall, she turns around and stares out the window, lost in thought. A barely audible message crackles from her walkie. She turns around and steps out of the gallery. Brian and Adriana in the gallery. Brian stands against the left wall wearing his new pants. Adriana lies on her side in bed. She isn't wearing the pajamas. Adriana notices Brian's new clothes.
You got new pants.
I did.
Why?
My old pair was falling apart, holes in the pockets. Eventually, my car keys started falling through, so I figured it was about time for a new pair of work pants anyway.
Man,
What?
that's like the saddest thing I've...
It's not that bad.
I don't know, man.
They're not just for work.
Yeah,
I can also...
Does this job really deserve new pants?
I don't know. Maybe.
Sad. I don't want to be sad. Can we not be sad anymore?
Okay. What should we do?
dance?
No,
Please.
But what if
Please.
I could?
Please.
Fine. Which one's on?
Yay.
Adriana gets off the bed, stands close to Brian. She takes out her phone and looks for a song.
Okay, pick a song. Gotta be a good
Everything okay?
Yeah, I'm just trying to... One sec. Okay, so I'm really feeling this song right now, even though it's super cheesy and, wow, such a throwback, so don't judge me, okay?
Fidelity by Regina Spektor plays. Her phone is turned up as loud as it can go. She smiles and the song begins, as though seeing an old friend for the first time in ages. She sways in time. She lip syncs the verses and sings along to the bridge and chorus. She lets loose, dancing badly and casting off her inhibitions. It's both cathartic and chaotic. For 3 minutes and 47 seconds, she is her true self. All Brian can do is watch. The song ends. Adriana goes to the bed, catching her breath. She bends down and puts her shoes on.
That was... wow.
I feel fantastic.
She shakes her arms, then her legs, and then her entire body.
I wanna do something crazy.
Like, what?
I'm not sure yet. Okay, so
Yeah?
promise not to freak out.
Well, what are you thinking?
You know how you work here?
I do.
And how, at the end of the day, you close up your gallery?
Yes.
Adriana goes to the curtain, pulls on it.
What would happen if someone ended up behind the curtain when the museum closed and the person working in the gallery forgot to check before they left?
Are you trying
Do you think something like that could happen?
What are you proposing?
I think you know.
But how would that even work?
Just like I said, I hide behind the curtain and you...
How would I get back in?
Who says you're invited?
Huh?
Kidding.
Oh,
Just make an excuse. Say you left your hat in here or something.
that sounds... I can't. I could lose my job. I could...
How long do you even want to stay here?
I don't know. A few months, maybe a year.
Then would it really matter that much if you got fired?
Not that much, but I still think it's...
Come on! When was the last time you did something you weren't supposed to? It'll be fun. We'll get to see what this place looks like in the dark. We can talk and dance and drink wine and make s'mores.
That all sounds really great, but I'm sorry, I don't think I can.
Well, your loss. Because guess what? I'm doing it anyway.
Really?
Yep. I'm gonna hide. You can join me or go home to your dad. I don't care either way.
No, you're not.
Oh yeah? Watch me.
Adriana walks to the curtain, hides behind it.
You're really going to stay here all night?
I've got the whole weekend off.
Okay, fine. Just don't make a fucking sound, alright? What?
I was totally fucking with you, dude.
Not cool.
Holy shit, you were actually gonna do it.
I don't know. Maybe.
I've got acid and vanilla flavored vodka. Does this place have a roof?
Brian and Adriana sit on the roof, legs dangling over the edge. It's a hot, humid night. The moon is full.
My dad died.
Shit. I'm so sorry. Is there anything I can...
No. It was like 13 years ago. Well, 14 on Friday.
It still sucks, though. I don't know if I could... We do everything together, me and my dad.
I know.
Brian looks down. Adriana does the same.
Should we?
No pressure.
Yeah,
I just think we should
right.
see what happens.
Of course. This isn't real.
Yeah.
They get on their feet.
You ready?
Think so.
Want me to go first?
No,
Yeah?
let's go together.
Okay, let's do it.
Brian and Adriana hold hands and jump off the roof. Michaela and Ronnie walk in with gin and tonics. They are already a little drunk. They look for a place to sit.
And they just appeared on the roof.
That's what Mick told me.
Are you sure he's not?
It sounded pretty serious. He said he did it as well.
What happened?
He described it as watching a life play out in front of him, like a movie. He said, oh, what did he say again? Oh, yes, he said it was like peering into the abyss of the future.
Chomsky.
Huh?
That's the title of a lecture by Noam Chomsky about international terrorism.
Oh, interesting.
Michaela stops in front of the bed, points to it.
Is this okay?
Ronnie nods and they sit down on the bed. Ronnie takes a sip of her drink.
Oh my God, I love gin.
It is a most underrated spirit, yes.
This feels great, doesn't it?
I'm having a lovely time.
It's so nice to talk to you, be with you somewhere else. I feel like I'm starting to associate
Yes,
you with...
likewise. I have a question for you, off the record.
Go ahead.
Why art? What is it about creative expression that gets you so riled up?
I don't know if I can really... I suppose a simple answer is that people are complicated. They can be extremely frustrating to deal with, as I'm sure you know. They're never just one person. They can be a group, a band, a whole army in one body. They can hold two completely opposing views, feel two incompatible feelings at once. However, I believe that the work someone creates is the purest possible distillation of their true self. We see their hopes, dreams, fears, loves, everything we need and want to know, and it's all there, without us having to pry it out.
Michaela takes a big sip of her drink.
May I be honest?
You may.
I have found you captivating. From the moment I first walked into the recreation center.
You did?
I had all I needed for the article after my first visit, but I came back again and again just to see your face.
That's very flattered.
Have you read any of my other work?
I have, actually.
Oh?
I enjoyed your piece on the over 50 softball league. There was a quiet, devastating beauty to it.
Thank you. As you well know, one of the chief aims of my journalism practice is to get the point across as quickly and as easily as possible. To cut the bullshit, if I may be so vulgar. I'm worried about how you'll respond to this.
To what?
I think you should come with me to my house and we should spend the night together. I'm sure it goes completely against what you believe in. But I find myself thinking of you constantly. And I can sense you do me. You'll be surprised at how simple and uncomplicated a person I can be.
Can we watch Mulholland Drive?
I've already rented it, my darling.
Oh, God.
Ronnie goes to Michaela and kisses her passionately. They fall onto the bed and into each other's arms. Ryan/Ronnie and Adriana/Michaela on the bed, kissing in their underwear.
Have you done this before?
I don't know. Have you?
I don't know. But I want to. With you.
Me too.
I'm in love with you.
I'm in love with you.
Wow.
We just did that.
Yeah. We did.
What time is it?
Brian looks at his watch.
Midnight.
Congrats, dude.
What for?
You made it through another day without dying.
Yeah. Congrats to you too. I want to shave my legs for you.
I want to grow a beard for you.
I want to drive across the country for you.
I want to wear the same clothes every day for you.
I want to see the universe in your eyes.
I want to wake up every morning with your smell on me.
I want to knit you a sweater.
I want to make you a loaf of bread.
I want to kiss every inch of you.
I want to bottle your breath and keep it on my nightstand.
I want to keep my eyes fixed on yours for as long as possible without blinking.
I want us to be around each other so long we start to look the same.
I want to know what it's like to be you and for you to know what it's like to be me.
I want to turn you into a play.
I want to turn you into a photograph.
I want to stay with you until the night ends.
I want to stay with you until the night ends.
Good night.
Good night. Ooh, how late is it?
Wait.
It's been a year.
I know. Crazy.
I got you something.
Brian produces a gift from under the bed, a framed photo of Adriana.
Morning.
Brian reaches over her shoulder. She turns to him. They kiss. Adriana gets out of bed and puts her pajamas on.
You heading out?
Yeah, I have to shower before.
How dare you be hygienic?
I know, right?
You can take my hoodie if it's cold outside.
Is it?
I don't know. What does your phone say?
53. I should be fine in this.
You sure? It's a great hoodie.
I'm sure. Can you hand me my earrings? They're on the nightstand.
Brian moves his hand towards the nightstand, picks up the earrings and hands them to Adriana. She puts them on.
Bye.
They kiss again, for longer.
Am I gonna see you there?
Yeah, I'll be the one in the cap and gown.
Good to know.
Adriana walks out.
Love you.
Love you too.
This one looks good.
How much?
$18.50 a month.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
Moonlight on Brian sitting on the floor and Adriana sitting on the bed. Brian looks up at her.
Would you? Could you?
Yes, Brian, of course.
It doesn't need to be a big thing. It can even just be the two of us if you want.
Thank you.
Moonlight on Brian and Adriana sitting on the bed. They appear older. Adriana rubs her belly.
Sebastian,
Jimena,
Owen,
Hannah,
Esme.
Oscar.
Brian takes a big swig from the bottle of vanilla-flavored vodka. He looks at the bottle.
Oh, fuck. It's almost gone.
Give it here then.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
It's not gonna fucking matter anyway.
True.
Brian hands her the bottle. She finishes it in one gulp, then drops it on the floor. It rolls away.
How long do you think?
I don't know. It could be any minute now.
Fuck. This isn't happening. This is not happening. Everything.
Brian holds her.
Is this going to be the last thing we ever do? Well, is it?
Natalie walks in, carrying the new photo. She attempts to complete her task as quickly as possible, losing grip of the frame in her haste, but recovering before it falls to the floor. She hangs the frame on the wall with a little more care than usual. She wipes the sweat from her brow and walks out of the gallery. Brian and Adriana in the gallery. Brian stands directly underneath the security camera stretching. Adriana is behind the curtain, changing.
I had had enough. Just needed to leave, I guess. Go up into the sky and come down somewhere far enough away, somewhere I'd be safe. I was thinking South America.
Sure.
So I packed a couple of bags and left around 2 a.m.
Right.
Took my dad's old Toyota, left a note on the kitchen table, told him where I was going, and where to pick up the car.
And he was okay with it?
Well, he wasn't exactly awake.
Jesus. So you just fucking pieced out while he was asleep? And took his car?
At the time, it made sense.
Adriana emerges from the changing room. She looks over at Brian.
What are you...
Stretching.
Why?
I started going running before work.
Don't you stand here all day? Your legs must be like Jell-O, dude.
Yeah, I know. I thought it would make me more present, I guess.
Does it?
In the morning it does.
Brian goes behind the curtain for a moment, then hangs a new pair of pajamas on the hook.
You can keep going.
Huh?
Weren't you?
What?
You thought the world was ending,
Right.
when it obviously wasn't.
Right, but at the time,
What did you really think was gonna happen?
I don't know. I just thought
They
that-
probably don't even have missiles that can reach us, man.
I know, but when he says stuff like that, you know, the whole like, fire and
What,
fury.
Trump? You know, he's just trying to big dick them, right?
I know, but those kinds of using that language, you have to take it seriously.
Do you? How many other times has he just flat out lied to all of us?
It's just, I'm scared. I don't know. I just feel like there's so much confusion, and even if no one actually wants to go to war, it might end up happening like by accident. And then, that's it for all of us. I mean, did you know about that time in 1983 when some glitch on a Soviet computer almost started World War III?
Nope. And either way, it didn't happen. And it's not gonna happen now, so just live your life. What else are you gonna do?
I know.
She goes to the bed, takes off her shoes, and sits on the side.
Anyway, I was...
He looks at Adriana, who looks at her phone.
Keep talking, I'm listening.
She checks her phone intermittently, drifting in and out of Brian's story at her leisure.
So I'm driving, and it's late. The sort of late where the world stops and takes a little breath. And I'm in the middle lane, about to take the exit onto the turnpike, and it's coming up. But it's still really far away until suddenly it isn't, and I need to merge really quickly, but I overcompensate and turn really hard to the right, and I lose control for a split second, and then out of nowhere, I hear this loud and I realize that the side of my dad's car is scraping up against the guardrail on the off-ramp,
Shit.
and I slam the brakes, and the car slows to a complete stop, and then there's no movement at all, which is always weird, you know, when you've been going so fast for so long, and I'm just sitting there in the middle of the road in the middle of the night without a soul around except for the passengers in the cars and the trucks soaring along I-80 like missiles on the ground. And I panic. Mostly about the car and my dad, but also that I can't believe that I honestly almost actually died. And also realizing that if anything had happened, it would have all been my stupid fault. And I step out and I check the damage, and thankfully it's nothing major, just a scratch on the left rear door, but still as I stand there and I look at it, red painted metal cutting through the blackness all around me, something in the air changes. And all of a sudden it's not night anymore, and I'm not on an off-ramp in New Jersey. I'm in a museum a lot like this one. And my dad's old car is a piece of artwork, and I'm a visitor examining it, seeing it as damaged and broken, but trying to find the beauty and artistic value in its brokenness. And I'm only there a second or maybe two, but it's really weird and trippy. And I don't really know what it means or what I'm supposed to take from it, but I do know that I need to get back home, so I do. Well, not right away, since I still need to merge back onto the turnpike and go south until the next exit, sorry. And so I go back home, and then the sun comes up. I see it rise as I cross the bridge to Poughkeepsie. And I step on the gas and propel myself over the water. And I realize that this town, this country, it's where I live. And no matter what, it's always going to be home. And it's not great. In a lot of ways, it's really, really shitty. But it's not something you leave behind just so you can run away to Chile and not have to worry about someone on the other side of the world blowing you up. Is that crazy?
Kinda. Why Chile?
Don't know. I guess I like how it's so long and thin.
You know anything else about Chile?
Not really, no.
You should read about it sometime. We really fucked that country up.
Huh. I bet we did.
Adriana lifts her legs onto the bed, her head resting against the frame. Brian moves towards the foot of the bed, facing her.
Did that all really happen?
Yeah. Why would I?
Don't know, just sort of felt off the way you were telling it.
Off? How?
Adriana gets off the bed, walks around the room.
There was this one kid in my intro to acting class. He was a business major and he was on the lacrosse team, I think. Anyway, for the first month of classes, he just sat there looking bored and doing everything half-assed, and the teacher sort of gave up on him. Then one day we were supposed to bring in a special object and say something about it. And when it was his turn, he reaches into his pocket and took out a pen. And he started telling this really long and detailed story about how after he graduated high school, he took a gap year because his dad was diagnosed with terminal lung cancer. And he told us he used that pen to sign his dad's death certificate, and that he's kept it with him every day as a reminder. We all felt terrible.
I don't really see how that...
Hold on. So, last fall, I ran into this guy at the gym and I said hi and told him how much his pen story affected all of us, like how it made us all realize that people are more complex and nuanced than we give them credit for. And then this dude fucking laughed out loud and told me that he made it all up. His dad wasn't dead. Apparently the family aren't even the ones who sign a death certificate. And I draft a strongly worded group text to some of my friends from the class, but at the last second I delete it.
Why?
I don't know. I guess I felt bad for him. Maybe he had thought that the whole point of the class, the whole point of acting was to mime your traumatic past, and he probably had a pretty privileged life, but thought that if he told us that, we wouldn't accept him. I mean, I'm not saying that justifies lying or anything, I just... Anyway, that's sort of how I feel about you sometimes. Like, I see where you're coming from, but I just wish you'd do better. Like, I can't tell if you're really being you or just being the person you think people want you to be, you know?
Shit. I don't think I know. I just don't want to die, okay? I want to live for another 50 years and maybe adopt 1 or 2 kids and not worry about raising them in some burned out radioactive hellscape. Is that too much to ask?
But wake the fuck up, dude. Shit is hard for everyone. I'm sorry, but I can't take you seriously when you talk about the big bad North Koreans and how they're gonna blow us up any second. Like, do you know how many countries we're bombing right now?
Okay. Now I get why.
Well, yeah. I've been busy too, you know, packing, visa shit.
Yeah. For a whole month.
Well, we're not dating, are we?
Obviously not. So why are you here?
Can I ask you something?
Sure.
If I hadn't kept talking to you that first day, would you... would we have even...
It's hard to say.
Come on, be honest.
I don't know. I want to say yes, but I've never really been a social person. So usually if I talk to someone, there's some sort of goal for me, like I'm trying to get them to do something for me, or if I'm attracted to them, that sort of...
Oh, okay, so you just wanted to fuck me.
No. No way, not at all. That was just an example.
You did, though.
I don't know. I don't even think I liked girls.
But you liked me?
I mean, I felt some sort of connection, sure, but you kept bringing up your ex-girlfriend, so it's not like I...
Yeah, no, that wasn't an accident.
Then why?
Why did you?
I don't know. You showed up here, basically, out of the blue, and I was bored and vulnerable, and you made my life exciting, which is something that This wasn't planned.
Damn straight.
Brian nonchalantly rests his hands on the bed frame. Adriana buries her face in her hands, messes up her hair, and screams. She She turns to Brian.
So I missed my period.
Shit.
Footsteps are heard from the next room. Natalie pokes her head through the doorway.
Hey, Brian.
Yeah.
I know it's the end of the day, but try not to lean on the bed, okay?
Sorry.
Brian lifts his hands and steps away from the bed frame. Natalie walks out.
Are you?
Obviously not. It's fine, I was just late. I wouldn't be talking to you if I were.
Why not?
Because it'd be my shit. I'd be taking care of it on my own.
It's just
What?
maybe I would have wanted to deal with it. I mean, it would have sucked. It would have completely uprooted both of our lives, but maybe you would have found a way to make it work, you know? Like we could have gotten a house somewhere near here and, well, brought this person up in a loving environment. And we could still have slept with whoever we want, and maybe we could have even slept with each other from time to time, but mostly we'd have been two friends who happened to have a kid together. What's wrong with that?
I don't know, maybe it would have worked in 1812 when you just married the first person who held your hand, but now there are other ways of dealing with these things.
I know. I just want you to know that I'd be there for you, that's all. No questions asked.
I can't
Huh?
deal with this.
I don't,
Would you really do all
well,
that?
it's not what I want, but it's something I'd be prepared to consider, you know, given the
But is it
circumstances.
really about me?
Of course it is. Why else would
Are
I?
you sure though? Because it seems perfect, doesn't it?
What do you mean?
You know what I mean? You'd never have to leave this town, take any risks. I know the world seems scary, and this traditional heteronormative idea of stability, of family, sounds appealing, lets you hide from all the things you don't want to face, but it's fake. I can tell it's not really what you want. And I think you can too. What time is it?
5:55.
I should go.
Am I going to see you next week?
I don't think so.
Why not?
It's just not a good idea.
Brian moves in front of Adriana, standing between her and the exit.
How is it not a good idea?
You're a smart kid, you can figure it out.
I don't understand.
I think you do.
Please.
You can't waste your life here. I won't let you.
It won't be wasted if you're with me.
God. I'm just a person. Don't make me try to be anything more than what I am.
Please don't go.
I need to. I'm so sorry.
Adriana walks out of the gallery. Brian stands alone for a minute or two. He tries to cry but cannot. He places his walkie-talkie on the floor. Natalie alone in the gallery. She hangs the new photo of the bed on the wall. Wind blows outside. She examines the photo, then takes the old photo from under her arm, unrolls it, and compares it with the new one. She unclips her walkie from her skirt and presses the call button.
Steven,
Yes?
Channel 5?
Natalie changes the channel on her walkie.
Hey, so I'm in Stapleton putting up the sunset poster and something looks off.
What do you mean off?
The sun is a little further to the right than usual. It looks like whoever took the photo was standing a couple steps to the left of the normal spot. Also, it looks like the time is off. The new one says 7:13, but so does the last one. Wouldn't the sunset have been earlier last night?
I don't know what to tell you, Natalie. Paolo knows what he's doing. Maybe you're a little tired. I can take you off the schedule for the next
No,
few hours.
it's fine.
Okay. At any rate, we only have one photo, so...
Sure, thanks.
And please don't call me again unless it's absolutely urgent. We've got 2 school groups coming in at 11, so I'm gonna be swamped.
Got it.
Natalie changes the channel back, then clips her walkie to her skirt. She looks at the photo for a second and sighs. She walks out of the gallery. Brian alone in the gallery. He stands on the exit studying the photo. He turns around, then wanders about the space for a few minutes to try to pass the time. He might take out his notebook and draw or write something. He might squat on the floor and look under the bed. He might adjust the bed sheets. He might go to different places in the room and take in the artwork from different angles. He might notice the security camera and stare directly into it. He might stand out of the view of the camera and surreptitiously check his phone. He might circle the bed 3 or 4 times. These are all things Brian might do. He doesn't have to do all of them, nor does he have to do them in any particular order, but he should be doing something. Eventually, he finds himself standing still near the right wall. Panic comes over him. He tenses up and crosses his legs. He unclips his walkie-talkie and presses the call button.
Hey, can someone come over and cover me for a sec?
Yeah, where are you?
Stapleton?
Sure, Brian, I'll be there soon.
Brian relaxes, uncrosses his legs, and clips the walkie back into his trousers. He waits. A minute passes. Then another. And another. Brian paces the gallery, his discomfort growing with every step. He unclips his walkie and holds it, his finger hovering over the call button. Then, footsteps echo, approaching the gallery. Natalie walks in, holding her walkie in her hand. Upon seeing Natalie, Brian bolts towards the doorway.
Thank you.
No worries.
Brian walks out. Natalie stands still for a moment, then clips her walkie to her skirt. She goes to the bed and tidies his sheet. When she is satisfied with the arrangement, she goes to the wall and looks at the photo of the sunset. She remembers putting it up that morning. She takes the frame off the wall, removes the photo inside. She stands on the black X, holding the photo in front of her, comparing it with the real thing. Eventually, she puts the photo in the frame and hangs it back on the wall. She stands by the bed and looks towards the doorway. Brian walks in.
Thanks again.
No problem. How's it all going?
Not bad.
Not too bored?
Not any more than usual.
That's good. Today's your last day, right?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. We'll miss you.
Oh, thanks.
You're moving to Boston, right?
Philadelphia.
Oh, man. Sorry about that.
No worries.
I got a few friends who live in Philly. They say it's like New York without all the attitude.
Yeah.
I think you'll thrive there, man, honestly. Are you moving for anything, or?
Well, I met my mom in the city a few weeks ago, and she put me in touch with this photographer who's based there. I'm supposed to get coffee with him next week, actually. I'm also applying for a few jobs, but I've saved up a bit of money living at home, so I don't have to worry about finding work right away. I mostly just want to get out of here, honestly.
I feel you.
Where do you live again?
Kingston.
Right, yeah. Kingston's cool.
Yeah, it's a really pretty town, but there's not a whole lot to do unless you like farmers markets.
Yeah.
I'm still glad I left the city, though.
Right. Why'd you go?
I don't know, really. Just felt like it was time, you know. I was feeling stuck.
Stuck?
Yeah, I was. I'm from there originally, and my folks have this really nice apartment in Park Slope. So after I finished college, all my friends were moving to New York, so it was kind of a no-brainer. I couldn't stay as long as I wanted and didn't have to pay rent, which was great for a while. But eventually I realized it was just sort of existing, you know, not really trying at anything. And I could tell my parents were getting sick of me. Then last summer, my boyfriend and I went up here for a weekend and fell in love with the whole area. So, I am. Here I am.
Yeah. I've been feeling sort of the same way.
Sorry, man.
It's the worst feeling. Like, I'm just this completely empty vessel.
Yeah. I don't know, though. I think what really hurts so much isn't the emptiness, it's that you used to be full. It's having proof that life can be exciting and wonderful and worth living, but not knowing how to get back to that place where you knew, or if you ever will, but eventually you will. No one stays in one place forever.
Yeah.
It seems like you're on the right track at any rate.
I hope so.
Natalie looks at her watch.
Well, I better get going. Nice talking. We're gonna miss you.
Aw, me too.
I hope it all works out, man.
Thanks.
And who knows, maybe I'll see your stuff in Philly someday.
Yeah, maybe.
Have a good one.
You too.
Natalie walks out. Brian checks the time on his phone. He pulls it out, scrolls through until he finds what he's looking for. His finger hovers over the screen for a few seconds before pressing play. He turns his phone volume as high as it can go as a voicemail message plays.
Brian. Hey. Hope I didn't call you too late. I can't remember what time it is back home. How's America? Still on fire? England's weird. Everyone acts like super polite, but in this weird way that makes you feel like they want something from you. Also, instead of saying hi, people here just ask you if you're all right, and apparently you're not supposed to actually answer the question. just ask them if they're all right too and then walk away? I don't get this place, dude. I'm having fun though. Bath is actually really fun to explore. I just went to the Roman baths. Pretty much exactly what it sounds like. I got this pencil from the gift shop. Instead of an eraser, it's got this little metal Roman dude on the bottom with the helmet and everything. I'm standing a few blocks away right now on, I don't know what street it is. There isn't a sign. There's this little monument thing behind me and some hills off in the distance, and in front of me there's a Starbucks. No escape, am I right? What else? Classes are pretty intense, but I have every other Monday off, which is good. A few people were talking about going to Stonehenge in a couple weeks, so that might be happening. I think I'm in love. Well, not actually in, but there's this girl on my program named Miranda, and she's really stylish and has really beautiful black curly hair, and she also wears glasses, which is kind of a fantasy of mine. Anyway, I'm gonna just feel it out because I'm still not sure if I'm getting a queer vibe from her. I hope that doesn't make you feel weird. I want us to be able to talk about these things. I think that's important if you have a person in your life. I hope you can talk to me about them whenever you... So what else? The Yankees are doing pretty well. Looks like they're gonna make the playoffs. Though, I guess you're a Phillies fan now, huh? Please don't be. I honestly don't know if I could still be friends with you. Like, I'm not even joking. How are you feeling? Is it exciting? I know you can't answer any of these questions, but I want to feel like I'm talking to you, like you're there listening to me right now, which I guess you are now whenever you listen to this. So, I'm actually calling you to say I'm sorry. I shouldn't have blown up on you like that. I just felt like I'd given you something to be excited about, something to give your life meaning while you were stuck in this little town, you know, not moving, not going anywhere. And it's cruel and terrible, I know, but I felt like the only way I could help you was by making you realize how little there really is for you here. Without me. If you're not ready to forgive me, I understand. Don't feel like you need to respond right away. Or ever, but if you still want to, if you can still stand me, there's this play I wrote in high school. I did a reading that I directed, and I invited my English teacher and all my friends, and it was a complete disaster, and I kind of buried it as deep as I could, but the other night I was fucking around with it on my computer, and I read it again, and it might actually be good. So I thought maybe if you were up for it, you could give it a read and let me know what you think. It's about these two guys who grew up in the same town in Cuba, and they're sitting on a beach in the dead of night waiting for a boat to come that'll help them defect to the US so they can play baseball. Just before I should say, it's not amazing. Like, it's obvious this girl just read Beckett for the first time and thought, hey, I can do that shit too. But I really think there's some sort of, like, this intangible thing there in the words, in the people, in their lives where they are, and I want to follow it and see where it takes me. I finished The Art Lovers too, except now it's got a different title. I'm gonna call it Brighter Later, because the whole thing takes place between spring equinox and summer solstice. It's also the title of an album I've been listening to a lot by this guy Nick Drake. You've probably heard of him, except he spells it weird and I spell it normal. I can send you that one too if you want. Anyway, I hope you're doing okay. And I hope the move goes well. Just think about it. That's all I'm asking. Even though the way I left things was completely fucked, what we had was worth something. At least I think so. Okay, bye.
Adriana holds her phone out and walks. We hear the muffled sounds of her footsteps mixed with traffic and wind. She looks at her phone and realizes it's still recording the message.
Oh, shit.
Adriana hangs up. We see Brian standing in the gallery, roughly where we left him, staring absent-mindedly at his phone. He puts the phone back in his pocket and stands still. Brian takes a breath, then takes his shoes off and sits down on the bed. He considers the gallery from this perspective. He closes his eyes. All right, folks, it's 6 p.m. and the Moretti collection is now closed. Please make sure your galleries are free of visitors and stand by until we call you off. Brian is thrust back into reality. He leaps off the bed, puts his shoes back on. On the walkie, Stephen calls out galleries one by one, with the respective attendants confirming that they are clear and secure. During this, Brian rearranges the sheets, examines the sunset photograph for a second, then checks behind the curtain, half expecting to find Adriana standing behind it. He surveys the room one more time, then goes to the doorway. Stapleton? Brian takes out his walkie.
Stapleton is clear.
Brian walks out. The museum lights are switched off.